Coming to you live from the rinks in Hauppauge. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Our final of 3 matchups from the freshman division on this March Sunday. East Islip will look to remain undefeated with a win tonight as they clinch the #1 overall spot in the standings as well, and are set to face off against Middle Country in the quarterfinal, which will be played on Monday. For Smithtown, freshman blue, 5 wins on the year, 14 losses. The Bulls will just be looking to pick up some momentum heading into next season. 4-15-1. They do have an overtime loss. Eliminated from playoff contention, but still pride on the line. And the opportunity to hand East Islip their first loss of the year. Plenty of motivation for the Bulls heading into this one. Their brother team, the freshman Red Squad, will be the #2 overall team heading into playoff action as we're underway. Smithtown, Hauppauge, and East Islip here on LI Sports Network. I'm Ryan Brannigan, joined alongside camera operator Kevin Broderick. As Fowler breaks in, takes a shot. It's handled by starting netminder for the Bulls, Leah Nichols. Nichols this season posting some pretty good numbers. 4.35 goals against average for Nichols. Bulls gain control. It's lofted across ice by Donnarumma. Eventually corralled by EI, and Mathers will send it back into neutral ice. Donnarumma again will bank one in. Reed Malcheski getting in on the forecheck along with Michaels for Smithtown Hauppauge. Malcheski, 9 goals, 3 assists, 12 points this year for the Bulls. Their leading scorer, Jason Shankles, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points for Shankles. Nice takeaway here from Walsh. He rips a shot. It's stopped by Nichols. Alex Walsh has been incredible this year for EI. Second on the team in points with 41, 24 goals, 17 assists. As Walsh just missed that one wide. And then the rebound, Van Steen shot it off the side of the net. Van Steen coming off a big game, which he had a couple of goals. He's got 9 on the year, 7 assists, 16 points for Liam Van Steen. And usually gets a lot of support in our chat here on LI Sports Network. You can join our chat by hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, feel free to drop a comment, drop a shout out, what have you, as we approach 2 minutes gone by in this first period. Walsh will rumble around to the near side. Alex Walsh cuts middle, takes the shot, blocked. Jarena shoots, scores! Jarena has been coming on strong lately. Gets another goal. Jackson Jarena, his 6th of the season. Gives East Islip the early 1-0 lead, unless that puck deflected off Walsh in front. See who they credit with the goal. It looks like that's Jarena's goal. And EI take the 1-0 lead. Jarena from Barbarito. Joseph Barbarito with the assist. Now has 11 on the season, 15 points. Back the other way. It's EI looking to add to their lead. Rory Straub finds him on a cross. Score! One timed right out in front. Tyler Botetto doubles East Islip's lead. It's 2-0 in a hurry. Teto's 4th of the season. And like I said, East Islip, well, they're undefeated for a reason. Shao getting it across. Smithtown Hauppauge looking for some much-needed offensive zone time. Try to get a response to those two quick East Islip markers, but right back the other way comes Straub. He's got Clark sit up in front. Rory Straub hard on the stick, but eventually it's worked free. Bank down ice. Mathers will take over. Aiden Mathers. Lead pass to Clark. Pass taken away. Here comes Haas. Haas rips a shot, getting a piece with the glove. Was Anthony Ford, the starting netminder for EI. Ford this year, a 2.6 goals against average. He's been sharing the net with Joey Azar. Azar 101 goals against average as Haas breaks in. Nice move. Haas fed it out in front. Michaels, and a great stick check prevented the shot. Great play there made by Miles Mazzarone. Now here coming EI. Fowler, one-timer, ripped it wide. Mazzarone trying to go back to the point. Fending off Donnarumma. Pass blocked. Michaels gets to it. Tries to chip it back to Donnarumma. Fowler instead sends around. Scully keeps it moving. Getting to the puck first. Barbarito chips it around. Now it's back with Scully. Trying to clear the zone. Fowler takes it back. But now lost a handle. Smithtown Hauppauge breakout broken up by EI. They'll send in Gavin Delaney. And back with the Chiefs and Fowler. Find Barbarito. Miles Mazzarone, stick check by Donnarumma. Plays it ahead to Delaney. Or pardon me, that's Haas. And Miles will send it in cross corner as we are 5 minutes through this first period. And 2-0 for EI. We're going to finish the regular season having not lost a game all year. They, of course, tied twice, so not a perfect season. But as close as you can get. One-timer from Walsh goes high over the net. Malcheski looking to send it out. Tumbling down to the ice there was Brody Meyer. Scully chips around. Amarim keeping it in. Bulls break out. Streak it down ice. Muratori to the outside. Shoots. Stopped by Ford. Who covers. That was Andrew Malone. Andrew Malone this year, 8 goals, 3 assists, 11 points for Smithtown Hauppauge freshman blue. Foster will take the offensive zone draw now for the Bulls. Actually, it's redirected toward the front of the net by Werstein, wide. Meyer kept it in for the moment. Now East Islip able to clear. Potato already a goal tonight. That shot blocked. And Meyer got in front of it. Lazzarino going to work in the near corner. Lazzarino cutting across. It goes down. No call. Barbarito, a wrist shot. That's stopped by Nichols. Now it's Clark. Pass broken up by Wetzel. Wetzel lifting the stick of Potato. Eventually clears. I recently went into East Islip to Great River for the first time. I've, of course, passed through many, but never went into the area. Nice area indeed. Down there just above Heckscher State Park. Home of the East Islip Chiefs, as Delaney rips a shot that's stopped by Ford. One of many hockey hotbeds here on Long Island. Smithtown and Hauppauge certainly representing another. And that's headlined by number 7 overall pick in the NHL draft a couple seasons ago. Taken by the Boston Bruins. Chow takes it back. James Higgins is who I'm referring to. Sorry, just escaped the memory there. It started with a J. Mathers. Backhands to Straub. Straub shoots. And believe that went in. Snuck through Leah Nichols. And East Islip take a 3-0 lead. And you see Chow trying to keep it out of the net at the last moment, or pet it rather, but to no avail. East Islip lead now by 3, and that's Luca Mazzarone getting credited with the goal, his 2nd of the season. Rory Straub earns the assist, his 12th assist of the year. Evan Connors, who I haven't seen yet tonight, leads East Islip in terms of points and assists, 18 of them for Connors and 27 goals. It's also the most on EI, and one of the most in terms of points in the entire freshman division. Kicked ahead now for Malone. He'll chase after it. Scully with Fowler and Luca Mazzarone on the forecheck. Luca will spin it around to Miles. Miles to hammer him at the point. The wrist shot, never made it through. Scully reverses. And now Smithtown Hauppauge break out. Haas toe drag, sending one across just behind Malone. Back down low to Haas. Try to redirect one out in front. Luca Mazzarone can't clear. Scully hold it in. The shot saved. Rebound just wide. What an opportunity there for Delaney. But couldn't find the back, pardon me, Haas, but he couldn't find the back of the net. Meanwhile, Luca Mazzarone. Now Fowler. Fowler trying to go to Miles, set up in front, was blocked. Kept in by Lazzarino at the near point. Fowler breaks in, the pass blocked, now the shot. What a save by Nichols, and she covers. Leah Nichols showing off the athleticism, going post to post. Following in another great setup and chance there for EI. And the rebound for good measure there from Nichols. .5:18 to go here in the first. Mentioned Connor's numbers earlier. Averaging 3 points per game. Only player averaging more points per game appears to be ESM's Kevin Beckman. As stuff and try wouldn't go. Great chance there for EI to make it 4-0. But Nichols and company ensure it doesn't happen. Now here is Muratori. He's unable to get through Alex Walsh. Walsh checked neatly there by Meyer. It's Wetzel. Will cruise around his own net. Takes a hit from Walsh. But able to put it ahead now for Malcheski. He goes down. Muratori enters the zone. Puts one across, was behind its intended target. And a worse stain. Malcheski again hits the deck. Lazzarino trying to plug one up the near side. Now Walsh will dump in. 4 minutes to go now in period number 1. East Islip leading by 3. That's a pass intercepted by Walsh. Walsh couldn't get around Wetzel. And now Muratori nearly intercepted one on its way to Brentwoods, who kept it in. And now they're going to get, for the high hit, a roughing penalty against Muratori. Martin O'Sullivan is the leader in terms of points in the freshman division with 47. And with Evan Connors appearing to not be suiting up for this game, he should be able to hold on to that mark. Alex Walsh could pass him. If Walsh has a 6-point night tonight, it will tie O'Sullivan. Pass Walsh. Now a chance stop by Leah Nichols. Backhanded up the boards and out to the aforementioned Alex Walsh. Touched by Barbarito. Now it's Lazzarino to Barbarito. Lazzarino misfires. Walsh back to get it. Minute remaining in the EI power play. East Islip with the man advantage this year, 36.8%. As that shot stopped by Nichols. Walsh, nice little move, sends one across, and unable to get a stick on it was Clark. Clark checked to the boards by Foster. Gray Hoffman there to greet Walsh in the near corner. Gives him a nice shoulder. Barbarito. Try to go out in front. It's Clark. Barbarito with 2 minutes to go here in period number 1. (9-1) was the final score the first time these two teams played. What another as Nichols sprawls out, makes the save. 2 seconds left on the power play. And Smithtown Hauppauge kill it off. Wrap around, stop by Nichols. And Walsh goes tumbling to the ice. Puck right beside him. We'll have to play it on, and does to Straub. Straub to Walsh, scores. So up from on the ice. Gets back into the play and buries the goal to make it 4-0. See, there's Walsh down. There he gets right back up and fires it. Far side on Nichols. Four 0 EI. Offsides now against Smithtown Hauppauge. Rory Straub picks up the assist. Straub's second assist of the game. Here's Van Steen, turned away by Nichols, and the rebound as well on Botetto. Great saves there from Leah Nichols. Under 40 seconds now remaining in period number 1. EI do not get their 5th goal. And instead breaking out Malone. Great poke check there by Aiden Mathers. Mathers mostly played forward for their developmental team a season ago and led them to a nearly perfect season as well. However, they were upset in the first round of the playoffs by Connecticut Sayville. The developmental playoffs do get underway. It'll be right to a semifinal. 1v4, 2 versus 3. That'll be underway tomorrow as well. Amarim moves in. Sends a pass backward as time expires in period number 1. Smithtown Hauppauge trailing East Islip 4-0 after 15 minutes of play. Second period on its way. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. Teams switch sides, or the goaltenders do anyway. They'll switch which way they're going for offense as we get set for the second period between EI and Smithtown Hauppauge. And Bulls are short a player. There's only 4 Bulls on the ice. They look to the bench. No one seems to want to get on the ice. And Michael says, fine, all right, I'll do it. So now we're ready to start the second period. I was looking up at the scoreboard, like, is there a penalty? Or no. It's bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. Skating with 4 guys, but down by 4. East Islip. I think they take it, not that they need it. Brentwitz, pressured by Orstein, will shoot one ahead. Haas knocked off the puck. Oh, nice moves. Fowler! Turned away by Nichols. Now Michaels accelerating through neutral ice, but unable to get into the zone. Fowler with a nice little move. Mazzarone trying to stay onside. He could not. And very impressive what East Islip have done this year. Have not lost a game. They will play Middle Country in the first round, quarterfinal. Middle Country have the opportunity to shock the world. And beating East Islip, they did give them a real test back on Their first game of the year, actually, for East Islip. It was an 8-6 win for the Chiefs against Middle Country. Michaels trying to tear his way through. Sent behind the net by Barbarito. Picked up by Jarena. Now Walsh through neutral ice. Put one to the front of the net. Hoffman cleared it out. Jarena looking to go right back in. Nice little shimmy. Jarena shoots. Stopped by Nichols. Gets his own rebound. Flies over the net. It was a 4-goal third period that East Islip are able to defeat Middle Country in that regular season game, as that shot fought off by Nichols. Evan Connors had a hat trick and an assist in that game, while Fowler had 2 goals and an assist. Clark did not keep it in. Offsides called against East Islip. .233 gone by here in the second. East Islip still in full control of this game, up by 4. Malone trying to get it ahead of Wasilewski. Bulls are offsides, got a touch up on the delayed offside. Straub looks to bring it ahead. Avoids a hip check. But eventually the puck cleared out by Smithtown. Mathers. That pass intercepted. Wasilewski rims one around. Foster hovers over to it. To the point, Scully keeps in. Down and around for Van Steen. Taken back by Donnarumma. Gave it up to Mathers. Risky pass, does get through to Brentwitz, who angles it out of the zone. Quick passing. Rimmed around, here's Clark. Nice move to create some space, and now centers the pass. Potato, the backhander, wide. Fired, knocked down by Clark. Clark avoiding the check from Foster. Chips it around. Potato. 4 minutes gone by, second period. Donnarumma taken away by Clark. Centers one. Potato, a backhander, stopped by Nichols. Foster taken away by Potato. Turns and shoots, and that's another save from Leah Nichols. Face off to the right of the Bulls netminder is won defensively by Shao. Fowler took the puck away, though, tried to go back to the point, went off the stick of Muratori. Mazzarone to the point, Barbarito back to Miles, turn, shoots, stopped by Nichols. Off the face-off. Mazzarone back in for EI. Lazzarino trying to go back to Fowler. Muratori couldn't chip it around him. Barbarito, a wrist shot, deflected at the last moment by Luca Mazzarone, stopped by Leah Nichols. Wetzel for Meyer. Meyer unable to clear, but now Muratori, odd man rush, 2-on-1's got Schau go to the net. Muratori let it fly wide. Miles Mazzarone, good stick from Wetzel. And now Smithtown Hauppauge can break out. Here's Schau. He's got Werstein to his right. Schau will just take it out of the zone. Gray Hoffman. Hoffman and Dylan Foster, as well as Meyer, Pettit, and Scully, all looking for their first goals of the season. And have one game left to do it here tonight. Everyone on East Islip, I believe, has at least a goal this year. That is correct, except obviously for their goaltenders. As another save made by Leah Nichols. Nichols' older brother Jake, a Long Island champion and Suffolk County High School Hockey League champion with the St. Anthony's Friars. Delaney backhands one ahead to Michaels. Now back with Gavin Delaney. Delaney backhands one deep. Mathers gets to it. Kicked ahead by Hoffman to Delaney. Looking to go middle. Delaney sweeps it down low for Michaels. Delaney trying to get it to the front of the net, and out come East Islip. A lot of speed through neutral ice. Walsh, Van Steen, a drive, stopped by Nichols. Walsh puts one on the apron, and now Van Steen with it. Ford coming out to play it. Nice move, Straub to the net, stopped by Nichols. Still with Rory Straub. Across to Botetto, the wrist shot. Deflected up and off the glass. Hoffman trying to will it out of the zone. He's helped out by Delaney, but the pass taken away by Lazzarino. Steps around Pettit, shoots, stopped by Nichols. Michaels ahead for Gavin Delaney. Pardon me, that's Dylan Haas. That 86 and 88 looking very similar to one another. Lazzarino looks to reset for EI. Haas poked out of the zone. Botetto rolls right in. Takes the shot, stopped by Nichols. Scully flips one, taken away by Lazzarino, but EI offsides. Step aside, 5:44 to go here in the second. 4-0 for the 4-0 East Islip over Smithtown Hauppauge. Welcome back. Rinks and Hauppauge. Wasilewski looking to figure out his way through. Knocked from his stick, now cleared out of the zone. Donnarumma banks one ahead. Brentwitz looking to shovel it forward. Malcheski now out in front. Chance Wasilewski was hooked on the play, and the Bulls will go to the power play. Bulls 18.8% on the power play this season, going up against one of the league's best in EI on the PK at 88.9%. And so ahead of this penalty, a timeout has been used by Smithtown and head coach Delaney. Brian Delaney and David Haas, two men behind the Bulls bench, will talk up their plan here for the power play to come. We'll be back with it here on LI Sports Network. Out of the timeout, power play, Smithtown Hauppauge. We're going to just get on the board. Down by 4 to East Islip. Held in the zone barely by Wetzel. Shot from Myers, skitters wide. Put right back out in front by Malone. Malcheski was battling Clark in front. Now here's Walsh, one-on-one against Wetzel. Walsh to the outside, shot. Went wide. Nice idea, though, there from Alex Walsh. Cutting left, shooting right. Meanwhile, here's Malcheski. Backhands one to the front of the net. Barbarito took it away and flung it into the Bull bench. .42 seconds gone by on the power play, and penalty to Lazzarino. That penalty was for hooking. Kicked ahead by Hoffman. Foster drops it back to Hoffman. Hoffman underneath the stick of Muratori. Up top for Pettit. Pettit a slap shot. Bounced around and they score! And I think that is the first goal of the season for Brady Pettit. And that's a Bulls power play goal, 4-1. Yeah, went off the stick of an East Islip Chief in front. So Pettit gets credit with the goal. His first. And now we've got a timeout for EI. So once again, will step aside. 4-1 is the new score. Will Smithtown Hauppauge build momentum, or will EI flex their muscles yet again en route to what they want to be an undefeated regular season? Find out next on LI Sports Network.
Not looking good, Ryan.
Oh no. Oh, this is really not looking good. Oh, I'm cooked. Dude, I'm done. I'm so done. What happened?
They got it tied. They had a 1-point lead, and then just couldn't fucking do anything after that. They just missed a bunch of shots in a row. And Tennessee got to the free throw line. Oh!
Ball.
This is like the blue one they have going back into the game.
It's absolutely Virginia ball. I think it's
I don't know. They just made it needlessly close.
Four 4-1. Chris Werstein gets an assist on the Pettit goal. And this is Werstein's second assist of the season and third point. But for Brady Pettit, it's that monkey off his back. He's got a goal in the 2025-2026 season. Van Steen tries to slide one out in front. There's Durena. Knocked away. Hoffman shovels it ahead. Out of the reach of Werstein. Hammered right back in. Pettit scoots over to get to it. Durena finds Walsh. Walsh shot. Stopped by Nichols. That's Foster. Checked by Van Steen. Hoffman dumps it into an open spot. A little ahead of Muratori as Mathers plays it the other way. Foster pokes it around Aiden Mathers, but right there to back him up is Lazzarino. Eventually found its way to Van Steen. He's knocked down by Muratori. Here comes Walsh. Walsh stopped by Pettit, but the follow-up attempt from Durena stopped by Nichols. Leah Nichols allowed 4 in the first period. Has really looked sharp here in the second. Has not allowed a goal. Shout comes back to Amarim. Got by Botetto. Scored earlier in the game. Scully rims one around, gets by Barbarito. But quickly helping out his defenseman, Rory Straub. Here's Amarim finding Barbarito. Straub, nice little cut into the zone. Looks for a teammate, finds Botetto. Botetto a shot, getting a piece. It was Leah Nichols. Straub. A little bit out of the reach of Botetto. Taken away, though, by Rory Straub. Diving to make the block attempt with Scully and got a piece of it. Delaney trying to go defense to offense. Coughed it up to Barbarito, put it right back in for EI. Banked ahead to Shao. Shao runs into Amarim, and this will be a penalty on EI. Delaney dumps and chases. Brentwood's touches up, and the Bulls go back to the power play, where they scored their first and only goal of the game. It's Amarim in the box for EI. So a Bulls power play that's 1 for 1 tonight. Gets another look. Wetzel across. Meyer. Shot blocked by Walsh. Second attempt through. Back door. There was an opportunity. Still there is. Backhanded wide by Malone. Scrum in the near corner. 2-a-side battle. Puck finally comes free. Wasilewski backhanded it to the front of the net, knocked away. Now Wetzel calls for it, shoots, blocked, rebound, save made Ford. Bulls threatening for their second of the game and make it a 2-goal game. Watch the shot from Wetzel, catches Barbarito up high and collecting the loose puck. Sending one on goal, but no dice. There's the save made by Ford. East Islip clear it out. Jarena puts it in deep. 45 seconds to go here in the second period. And less than a minute remaining on the power play. That will carry over if they don't score here by Smithtown. Puck got away from Meyer. Gathered in by Straub. Try to feed Jarena. Haas beaten to the loose puck by Clark. Wetzel with 7 to go. One last shot. Floats wide of Ford. And we go into the second intermission with the Bulls clawing a little bit into that East Islip lead. They get on the board. It's 4-1 after 2. Third period on its way shortly here on LI Sports Network. Third period underway. Smithtown Hauppauge and East Islip. This is Smithtown Hauppauge blue. We're looking to get win number 6 on the season, or eliminated from playoff contention. However, freshman Red will make the playoffs. The power play expires here for the Bulls as the number 2 seed. They faced off against East Islip earlier this year, did Smithtown Red. And East Islip won that game 3-1. It had a very much playoff atmosphere to it. Straub, wrist shot over the net. That was the lone meeting between the top two teams in the freshman standings. Straub. And now back for Lazarino. Clark will go behind the back to try to keep it in. And Leah Nichols having a huge bounce back performance from the last time she played against East Islip, where EI put 9 past Nichols. She's only allowed 4 goals through 2 periods, including not getting scored on in over a period now. Puck available here for Straub. Nichols will stick it into the corner. Amarim sends one off the glass down low to Straub. Straub to Mazzarone, hits the iron. Delayed penalty against Smithtown Hauppauge. Amarim tries to find someone across ice. Could not, and now we get the stoppage for the penalty. Lorenzo Muratori was the lone goal scorer in that 9-1 win for Smithtown Blue, while Alex Walsh had 3 points. Luca Mazzarone, Liam Vanstein, and Rory Straub each had a pair of points. Miles will backhand it into the corner. Scully ripped it around, cut off by Fowler. Shot wide. There by Miles Mazzarone. Jarena gave it away. Here comes Wasilewski shorthanded. Mathers comes over and diverts Wasilewski enough to stop the breakaway bid. Van Steen now hustling through neutral ice into the Bull zone. Drops a pass. That's intercepted again by Wasilewski. And this time he'll just send it the length of the ice himself. Evan Connors also had 3 points in that first meeting. He's not in the lineup tonight. Penalty is against Reed Malcheski, by the way, for cross-checking. Lazarino to Fowler. What a save. Leah Nichols gets all the way across. Puts the left pad on it. Now Van Steen, a turnaround shot. Ricochets into the far corner where it's rescued by Schau. Schau looks to dice it up ahead. Cut off by Clark. Barbarito finds Alex Walsh. Walsh around Wasilewski. A sharp angle shot. Stopped by Nichols. Got all the way through. And to the line where it is held in for the moment here by Colin Clark. Walsh handing off to Lazarino. And Malcheski is out of the box. The Bulls have killed it off. Barbarito off the pad of Nichols. Clearing attempt off the helmet of Wasilewski. Now back come EI. Straub, pair of assists tonight for Rory Straub. Walsh trying to get it to the front of the net. Good defense here from Smithtown Hauppauge, and Foster backhands it out of the zone. Lazarino steps through, shoots, stopped by Nichols. And cleared out of the zone by the Bulls, but consistent offensive pressure here from EI as we approach 5 minutes gone by in period number 3. Rory Straub's pass broken up. It's in the feet of Michaels, and he'll spin to get it out. Floated across ice for Foster. Foster knocked down by Mathers, but in getting knocked down prevented Potato from getting to the puck. And now Meyer dumps in. Aiden Mathers. Stretch pass broken up by Wetzel. Walsh still able to dump in. We'll go for a change. Brody Meyer. Finding Gavin Delaney. Spins it down low, deep into the EI zone. Mathers will give it a ride around the boards. Miles Mazzarone couldn't locate it. And it's back with Amarim. And now Jarena, who scored earlier tonight. Handled by Nichols, and Bulls will start their clearing bid. Haas, now it's Wetzel. Wetzel fending off checks from Van Steen. Meyer. Gotta put it in the far corner. Instead, here comes Miles Mazzarone. Good stick check there from Wetzel. Younger brother of Bulls defenseman David Wetzel, who has since moved on. Shot there from Haas is stopped by Ford. Colin Clark races on in. Clark shoots, scores! Colin Clark with a nice move and a sweet finish. Makes it 5-1 for East Islip. Colin Clark scoring his second goal of the season, playing in only his 10th game with the club, as Straub rips one, denied by Nichols. And I think she got the right pad on for another save. Hoffman backhands one ahead, cut off by Lazzarino. Scrum in the corner, Lazzarino emerges. He'll dive away from Hoffman and put it back to Rory Straub. Risky cross-ice pass, gets through to Brentwitz. Quick puck movement, but eventually settled and skated to center by Muratori. Werstein barrels into the zone, but EI take it back. Coughed up now to Gray Hoffman. Thrown on goal by Muratori. Flung ahead by Anthony Ford to Straub, and now Fowler knocked off the puck by the pair of sticks of Donnarumma and Pettit. Over halfway through this third period. 5-1 EI lead with the lone goal here in the third. And we're going to get a penalty here against Smithtown. And Reed Malcheski makes his second trip to the penalty box of the game. We're going to get Reed. It's not updated in the system just yet. And given that Werstein is joining him in the box, this will come with A misconduct attached as Clark on the rebound. Stopped by Nichols. It is checking from behind. Assessed to Reed Malcheski. That will end his game, as it is automatically attached with a 10-minute misconduct. There are just 6 minutes now left in the third period. A rocket of a shot beats Nichols. Perhaps deflected in front by Barbarito. And he'll lead the handshake line. Joey Barbarito deflecting the Lazzarino shot. No chance there for Nichols. 6-1 EI. Mazzarone out in front. It wouldn't go. Leon Nichols. An unbelievable save. Not out of the woods yet. Mazzarone also stopped by Nichols. Barbarito tries to get a second of the game. No dice. Donnarumma spins it ahead. It will be an icing on the Bulls. Well, for Joey Barbarito, his 5th of the season, and a multi-point night. Goal and assist for Barbarito. He'd like to add to it. The Bulls come out. Malone. Shot blocked by Amarim. Wasilewski unable to continue forward. Good read there by Schau. It's poked around him by Fowler. Wetzel. Fires it in. Fowler breaks it out. Fowler spins a backhand pass to Mazzarone. Stopped by Nichols, point blank. Flipped into the corner. Wetzel backhands up the boards. Now it's Mazzarone. Luca to Miles. That wouldn't go. Now Aiden Mathers rips one right off the backside of Brody Meyer. Wetzel checked to the boards by Luca Mazzarone. Malone with a chance to clear, and does. Only as far as Aiden Mathers. It's right back in the zone for EI. Meyer chips one around. There's Wetzel. Greeted to the puck by Walsh. Schau swings over. Tries to go backwards to eventually go forward. Gets around Van Steen. But the extra help on the forecheck from Walsh. Keeps it deep for EI. Less than 3:30 to go in the third period. Commanding 5-goal lead for East Islip. Zarino, Mathers. Put it all the way through. That goes right off the noggin of Lazzarino. Van Steen leads Walsh into the zone. Alex Walsh. Wraparound try, wouldn't go. Malone flying on in, unable to get around Brentwitz, who chips it ahead to Jarena. Jarena slung it wide. Now the puck right out in front. Walsh goes down nearly on top of it. Eventually controlled by Foster. as Delaney sends ahead for Michaels. I believe the puck was touched with a high stick here. Oh no, we're going to have a high sticking penalty assessed to Alex Walsh. And so for about the remainder of the game, as long as they don't score sooner, Smithtown Hauppauge will be on the power play with one of East Islip's best players in the box. Potato, checked by Foster. Breaking in, Rory Straub. Pettit, a lone goal scorer tonight for the Bulls. Scored on the power play in the second period. Big collision there between Gavin Delaney and I believe Rory Straub. Clark fires one right into the Bulls bench. Deflects right back out on the ice. As things stop here with 80 seconds remaining in this third period. Bulls unable to get in the zone. Potato rims around. Colin Clark. Back in, it's Pettit for Dylan Haas. Haas slowed up from behind there by Lazarino as Clark comes the other way. And less than 30 seconds remaining. And now Werstein and Clark trading jabs. Coach Barbarito vocal on the East Islip bench. Going to be 2 roughing penalties assessed to both Orstein and Colin Clark. 23 seconds stand between East Islip and an undefeated season. Feat we do not often see in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. EI will get win number 18. Remain unbeaten all year. Have the number 1 overall spot in the playoffs locked up. They will face off against Middle Country in the quarterfinals on Monday. While Smithtown Hauppauge Blue, not quite the season they maybe were expecting or hoping for, but still made a lot of progress and strides along the way. Just look at their first meeting against EI, which the Chiefs won 6-1, as opposed to tonight, or pardon me, tonight they win 6-1. Earlier it was 9-1 earlier in the year. So for the Bulls, they will look now to their brother club and Freshman Red to get vengeance. They will play against Connecticut Sayville in the first round of the playoffs. The 3-6 is set as well. It will be St. Anthony's. They will be taking on, as the 3 seed, Southampton. and ESM Longwood, the 4-5, as the quarterfinals get underway tomorrow, as well as the semifinals for the Developmental League. Exciting times here on LI Sports Network. We'll do it here on behalf of our cameraman, producer, and overall stud, Kevin Broderick. I'm Ryan Branigan saying so long. Until next time, folks, as always, have a good night.